Hey, what is up guys? It's Rafael here, your 7-figure e-commerce coach, and today I'm going to teach you how to grow an Instagram account to 10,000 followers in 2019. Let's get onto it right now. Now, the first thing you need to do, which is many people don't talk about this really, is using stories, Instagram stories on your account and then tagging locations and brands. This is how I was able to gather some pretty influential followers on my personal account. It has about 8,000 followers right now, and I've gathered, even though my audience is small, I've been able to get in contact with like really high up celebrities and people that have millions of followers just because I've tagged these specific things in my story. And specifically what I'm talking about is, for example, let's say you buy some Nike shoes or a particular brand that's very, very big. You tag them in your stories. And now when you tag them in your stories, they get mentioned. And not always they're gonna pay attention to that mention that you did on your story, but sometimes they do. For example, brands like MeUndies, which is a pretty big underwear brand. When I bought from them, I essentially tagged them on my story saying, "Thank you, MeUndies, for these pair." And the assistant or whoever is managing their Instagram DM'd me back. They were like, "Oh, thank you so much for the shout out." And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And now I'm in contact with a brand, with a pretty cool brand, and that gives you that sort of connection and that leverage for a potential shout out, partnership, whatever it is that you want to do later on. And then location tagging on your stories, those get shared and those get essentially like, they can go slightly viral. People can see them just because they're on location. For example, here in New York, I always tag Union Square, Times Square, whatever it is, I always tag them in my stories because they show up in discovery, right? If someone wants to see stories in New York, they can see mine and boom, now I have a new follower that could be a very influential person here in New York, right? A local connection. That's the first way to do it. That's how you grow, is tagging on stories, location, and brands. Second one is engagement groups. But engagement groups are really, really good for, getting your account higher in likes, comments, getting it to look better. But engagement groups per se don't help you grow your account that much because you can't really go viral on Instagram. It's not like on YouTube where I can make a video, has 1 million views, and then I get a bunch of subscribers from that. Instagram, it doesn't really happen like that. But what you can do is network with those people in those engagement groups. Sometimes those people have like hundreds of thousands of followers that you can eventually form a partnership with and eventually have a shout out from, which I'm going to talk a little bit about later, is you start building those relationships inside of Instagram, right? You can essentially go ahead in these engagement groups, find really cool accounts. Like, for example, when I was growing my swimwear brand, if you want to check it out, it's a video that I made about 2 days ago. My swimwear brand, we grew it through like 12,000 followers in about a month. And essentially what we did was we got in engagement groups and we DM'd and we contacted and we networked with people in those engagement groups and then sent them free products so that they would shout us out. And that's how we grew. We essentially sent them free products and we met them from the engagement groups, right? So this is a really cool idea, that use engagement groups, but then further on, evolve from them. Like basically network with the people in them. And then if you have a brand, if you have an e-commerce company or, a software company, whatever it is, offer them a free thing, a free trial, free product, whatever it is, in exchange for a shout out, which is the same way as influencers, right? But instead, you're doing it inside engagement groups. So essentially it's using influencers inside those groups. Now, third way you can do it is by essentially paying for it, just like using influencers. You can send them a free product and say, "Hey, shout me out. I just need followers. I just want to grow my account." That's how I've done it multiple times with, for example, one of my clients. I grew them from 0 to 100,000 followers in about 6 months. And it was all through influencers. It was all through, for example, we had a really cool video about their product. And then we would send it to an influencer, say, "Hey, if you post this video, we'll give you $100. And that video would get like 200,000 views. And then just from that video, we would get like 10,000 followers. So, and now you just pay like $100 for a shout out, and they're all real followers that might even pay for your services, for your products, whatever it is, right? So it's using influencers as a means to not only sell your products, but to grow the account. So the best way to do it would be through video influencing. So contact an influencer that's pretty high up and have them post your video, a video of your product, a video of your brand, funny video, whatever it is of you, is having them post a video instead of having them post a picture. Videos usually in these big accounts tend to have a higher engagement and more people see it. And if it's a capturing video, you'll get a lot more followers from it. And the fourth way I definitely recommend is actually going ahead and not being scared and DMing and direct messaging bigger accounts. Like for example, I was like doing the follow unfollow thing with a particular hashtag called Shopify 2018, right? Then I would do those DMs, and then I got in contact with one of the top guys in Shopify. He has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube. I'm not gonna mention him, but essentially I got in contact with that guy just by following, and he liked 3 of my pictures. And what I did right after he liked 3 of my pictures, I went and sent him a DM. Say, hey, thank you so much for the likes. You know, I want to just stay in contact with you and see what we can work on together. And that could potentially lead to a partnership where I get shouted out by him, right? So don't be afraid to DM, to direct message bigger accounts. Like don't be afraid at all. For example, I have one of my friends, he's a model actor here in New York, has about 22,000 followers, and all he's done is basically DM and tag people that are influential in the industry. So it's all about networking, connections, just putting yourself out there and not being afraid to just say, hey, this is my account, I need more followers. What can we do? What value can you offer? If you can offer them enough value and something that will help their business or their brand grow, they will give you 10 times that in return. And the fifth thing, which is a little bit obvious, but consistency. You need to be consistent with posting. Like I see some people, they come to me and they're like, hey, I need to grow my Instagram account, but I'm only posting once every 2 weeks. Well, if you do the million things that I tell you to do, you're still not gonna grow because your consistency is not there, right? You need to be dynamic. Your posts need to be dynamic. They need to change. They don't need to be the same thing over and over again, but you need to be consistent because when you're DMing, when you're in engagement groups, when you're contacting people, your consistency and how much you post is a very, very important thing that they look at when thinking of a partnership and a shout out, right? When you're asking someone for a shout out and they're thinking about doing it, they'll look at your account and say, okay, how consistent is this person? How much effort do they put in their Instagram? And if it's a lot and if it's very consistent, they'll be way more likely to actually do it. But those are the 5 top things. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments below. Smash that subscribe button and that notification bell. And if you want to get privately coached, privately mentored by me to build your own business in 2019, feel free to click the link, the first link in the description for my private mentoring program. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.